Hi friends, I'm here in my backyard because I can't really make it to my off-grid location because I have a big old jacked up knee. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about this idea that I had for an off-grid type of clothes washing experience. This is the Dezitrek clothes washing system. And basically what I want to see if it can do, I want to see if it can wash these really dirty clothes. These are mine. And I haven't tried it yet. I looked it up and it seemed like a kind of a cool idea. And some of the benefits that I've heard are, doesn't use a lot of water, because in an off-grid situation you don't want to use a lot of water. It doesn't really cost a lot. Another issue is that it should be fast and simple to use. Now, in an off-grid type of a situation, I've washed my hunting clothes with a bucket before. It's just not incredibly efficient. And so I wanted to see if something like this would work. And what's cool about it is it comes with a bag like this. Interestingly enough, they ruined all the fun by putting directions on it. And so you get an idea of what water level to put for the amount of clothes that you have. Now I'm going to use way too many clothes because that's the way I do it normally. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I am going to utilize a small, it's like almost like a paper, almost like a dryer sheet, except that it is detergent. And I'm going to have to go inside to get it because I left it inside. I'm going to do that right now. So theoretically what you do is you fill this full of water, then you put your clothes in, and then you're going to dump in your detergent. I'm going to use this. This is kind of like a piece of paper. It's like a dryer sheet almost, except it has detergent on it. The cool thing about this is super light, unbelievably inexpensive, zero waste. I mean, you can even recycle the box that it comes in, so that's kind of a cool thing. And so, while this isn't something you're probably going to want to pack, it, you know, if you're on a hike, it is something that you might consider if you're car camping. Rather than going to the laundromat or something like that, this has the potential to be cheap and really simple to use. Now, just so you know, here, I'm not allowed in my community to have a clothesline. I don't know why. And so once I wash these, I'm going to set up a clothing display line. And that way I don't have to spend any money whatsoever really on this process, except for this. And I'm only going to use part of one of these. Let's be scientific about it. We'll use this much. All right, so here's how we do it. And we fill it up. Now I have that's not nearly enough. That's for a small amount. So basically I'm going to get 2 more of these. But I have a pitcher pump at my property, so I could easily be able to deal with that. Now I'm noticing something interesting. I wouldn't set it like this because it doesn't look like it wants to stay. So what I'm going to do is fill it up with 2 more of these. Alright, I'm pretty sure that 1 full regular bucket would do it. I just only happen to have this. Of course, I'm at home. I could have brought the hose around. But I'm going to throw these in here. Now this is more clothes than you probably should attempt to wash at one time. So on vegetables, there we go. Just want to make sure, well, there's going to be plenty of water. Alright, then what I'm going to do, take my little detergent swatch and put it in there and see what happens. Alright, now what you get is a plunger. Twists on. This is the first time I've done this. Oh yeah. And there we go. Now, fun part. I can see how if you had more water, this would be a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more water to this because the clothes soaked it all up. I'll be right back. Okay, four of these. All right, there is a line that that's right here, and I'm just about to that line. Okay, now they say we just do this for 30 seconds to 3 minutes. Now I'm guessing it's going to be 3 minutes with this amount of clothes. So you don't have to watch me do this. It's like churning butter. Okay, so I think that I have appropriately agitated the clothing, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this. Now, this is the front, so I'm going to roll it up backwards. I think I did it 4 times or so. Oh, also it has a little hook, probably for hang drying, and I bet, ooh, that might be cool too. All right, now what I'm going to do, I guess I could like shake it or do whatever I want with it, but then I can cart this to an area where I'm going to dump it out. I'm not going to show you dumping it out because all you have to do is undo that and then you dump it out. All right, so I'm going to do that right now. All right. Okay, one of the things that I did is obviously opened this up and then I put it on the ground and then I squeezed it. That was to get as much of the water out. Now what I'm going to do, put this back in, and then I have to do the rinse process. The rinse process is very similar to the cleaning process, just don't add the detergent. And so I'm going to fill this with water and then I'll rinse it. So I filled it full of water and now I can agitate it if I want to, but I don't have time for that. And then what you do is, again, just the front, and you lock it. This could also be used as a dry bag, a carry bag, I guess a wet bag also, as it is right now. Whoops. Come on, honey. All right. And then I'm going to dump this water out. All right, friends. So now what you end up with is, obviously, some wet clothing. But I want to see if I can't tell if it's clean, like, it looks physically clean. And there is a nice smell, dramatically better than it was. So, again, I'm just going to hang these out. Why is this thing useful? Well, I like to wash my hunting clothes. You know, if I'm up at my property for days, I'm going to want, you know, non-human smelling clothes. I could use this. It's more efficient than using a bucket. It's cooler than using a bucket. The other thing is that I can leave this just sitting up at my property and just leave it hanging up at the cabin and then wash clothes as needed and then just hang them out, and it's not going to cost really anything. And so from a camping standpoint, from an off-grid standpoint, if you're living in a van down by the river standpoint, this is really a cool option, and it's really fast. I mean, the thing that takes the longest is drying, and that's frankly green because that's wind and solar powered. All right, so kind of a neat thing. I'm excited about it, and thank you for listening. Cool.